Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. So today's session is part of the We Are Worthy, You Are Worthy day, and we're doing a meditation session on forgiving yourself. So, first of all, I can see that there are some people I know, some people I don't know in the chat, which is always lovely to see. And it would be really nice to see who has meditated before. Like, is it your first session? Do you meditate? Are you a regular meditator? Anything like that would be really good to see. Oh, wow. Yeah. So people coming in saying they've never meditated before as well. So, yay, it's going to be really, really good. So, I've been teaching meditation for more than 20 years now, 2003. So, I can see that there's a lot of change in meditation and how it's grown as well. So, thank you all for coming. And for those who haven't meditated before, thank you for being here and trying. So let me say who I am as well. Sorry for those who don't know me. So, my name is Bindi Shah. I'm a meditation guide and a writer, and I hold meditation classes for the Childless Not by Choice community. I do Right to Heal workshops and also longer programs. And a session or sessions which I'm starting to do are meditations for Childless Not by Choice women of color. So that is from next month, something new and something I'm really, really excited about. Let me explain today. So, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of breathing, relax into it, and you, as long as you can hear me, I want you to be somewhere that you're going to be comfortable. So, you don't need to be in front of the screen. You can go relax, lie down. If you fall asleep, you fall asleep. Please don't worry. And we'll start with the breathing, and then we're going to do around forgiving yourself for things which have gone on around your childlessness journey and also around other aspects of your life as well in your journey. So we're going to start doing that first of all with letting go of self-blame and then bringing in the forgiveness. And then at the end, seeing your light, seeing that, yes, you are worthy. And then right at the end, I'm going to have a little bit of time for some group reflection. So, group reflection. And also, if things come up for you in between and you want to open your eyes, you want to start doing a little bit of writing or your own reflection, please do. And also, I'm here with you. So even if you open your eyes in between and sit with me, if nothing necessarily comes with the meditation and you want to simply sit in this session, sit with us, then please do that as well. Okay, are there any questions then before we start on anything perhaps that you're not sure about, anything that I haven't covered? I want you to be relaxed. Eyes closed or eyes open, whatever feels good, sitting however you want to. Okay, I don't think there is anything. Okay, right. Well, let us start then. So we can start and then once we finish the meditation, we'll come back in for the reflection. So then if things have come in and all of that, then we can discuss that then all together. Okay, so if you're all ready, come into a lovely, comfortable seated position or lie down, whatever you want to do. It's really important to be comfortable. So, whatever you do, however you sit, comfortably and close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, you are moving inside of yourself. You're moving away from the external world, away from things around you, and into yourself, into your wisdom, into your insights, into you. So, how often in your normal days, your normal life, do you actually listen to yourself? There's always a lot going on externally. Things to do, things to see, things other people are doing, all of that external going on. So this time is for you to go internally, to move in, and to receive you, your insights. And then settling into your thoughts. What are your thoughts doing? And there are always, always thoughts, and it's okay. That chatter, that background chatter, that chatter about things that you haven't done or things that you need to do, the worries, the anxiety, the thinking. So allow those thoughts to start settling down, start easing a little bit. And a way of doing this is to acknowledge those thoughts. So when a thought comes in, say, yes, okay, I will do that later. Or yes, that's a thought and it's okay. And then settling into your emotional self, your emotions. How are you feeling? What's going on? How are you feeling today? How have you been feeling? How have you been feeling through the week of World Childless Week? And yes, there would have been lots and lots of mixed emotions. Emotions around connection, emotions around loss, emotions around grief, and also those emotions which are really difficult to deal with, like anger, like resentment, deep hurt, deep pain. And I want you to acknowledge these emotions, all of them, and know that your emotions are valid. They are valid. You are human and you have emotions, and it is okay. Emotions come in to show us something, to show us what's not working, what perhaps needs a different perspective, what perhaps needs to change. And then moving into your breathing. So breathing in, breathing out. In through the nose, breathe out through the nose or the mouth, and relax into your breath. Breathing as deep as is comfortable for you. So always being aware of your body, of the physical, of your emotional, of what feels good for you. And if anything doesn't feel good for you, or if I say anything and it doesn't feel good for you, then move on. Don't stay with it. Allow it to pass. Listening to your breath. Maybe it's the first time that you're listening to your breathing for a while. Relaxing into it. And during the meditation, if there's a lot of chatter, if a lot of different things come in, then you can bring yourself back to your breath and relax into your breathing again. And I'll be guiding the whole of the meditation. We'll do some letting go, we'll do some bringing in, we'll have some affirmations. We'll be relaxed. Let's do some letting go first of all. We hold on to so much. We hold on in our bodies, in our physical selves. We hold on in our emotional selves. And all of this holding on is not necessarily doing us any good. So let's start a little bit of letting go. What are you holding on to, first of all? Holding on to the self-blame, the self-blame. Where do you feel this self-blame? Where in your body are you feeling it? Are you feeling it at the heart, the stomach, into your bones? And I want you to allow some release of it. So some release of this self-blame. You always, always did your best. Yes, there were times when decisions came in and you weren't sure. But with all of the information that you had at that time, that was what you needed to do then. Allowing yourself some ease, allowing yourself to start the forgiveness process, start allowing the blame to go, the first step to the blame to go. See the hurt come out of you, ease out of you. Letting go is not easy, it's a process. We really do hold on to a lot. And holding on can sometimes be like a comfort. It can sometimes feel very normal, very usual to hold on, and that becomes a comfort. So doing this may feel uncomfortable, may feel difficult, but I want you to try that first step of letting go of self-blame. Recognizing that circumstances were out of your control. The things that you went through, the things through your childlessness, the things through your journey, the things through different aspects of your life. Feel into that depth of knowing that you did your best, and you really did. Yes, the doubts come in, the what ifs. What if I had done this? What if I had done that? The buts. But I didn't do this. I didn't do that. The maybes. Maybe I could have done it this way. I could have done it that way. Feelings of I didn't try hard enough. Starting to allow a release of those thoughts, of that self-blame. It isn't helping you to move into a place of peace for yourself. It's not helping you to ease the grief that you are feeling. It's not helping you to move forward. And also at the same time, being really, really gentle with yourself, because this is not easy, but it's needed. I'm going to repeat some affirmations, so some positive statements for you, and you can listen, you can repeat as well, repeating to yourself, or as you are in your own space, repeating out loud, seeing how that feels. I understand the decisions I made were based on my truth at that moment. I understand the decisions I made were based on my truth at that moment. I release the shame I feel. Can you see it move out of you? I release the shame I feel. I let go of the anger. I let go of the anger. I release disappointment. I release disappointment. I let go of self-judgment. All of the judgment that you do to yourself, judging. I let go of the self-judgment. I release self-blame. I release self-blame. And as you give yourself this time to release the self-blame, other difficult emotions can also be released. The anger, the guilt, the regret, the frustration with yourself, the judgment of yourself, feelings of disappointment. Letting go is a process. You are taking the first steps. allowing yourself to realize that holding on to these emotions is not good for you, not good for your healing, not good for your ease, not good for your movement forward, not good for your present. And holding on to these emotions will not help you to feel worthy. And we want to start feeling into that worthiness. Bringing in the forgiveness, bringing it in. Again, very gently, first steps. What does the absence of self-blame feel like? What does it feel like to you if you didn't blame yourself? If you stopped blaming yourself? Maybe it's lightness, maybe it's more ease, more peace. Some affirmations to repeat or simply to listen. I am worthy of forgiveness. I am worthy of forgiveness. I am able to let go and feel lightness. I am able to let go and feel lightness. I forgive myself to bring in peace. Peace for yourself. I forgive in order to bring in peace. I forgive my body for what it couldn't give me. Be gentle. I forgive my body for what it couldn't give me. And again, be gentle. I forgive myself for the decisions I made. I forgive myself for the decisions I made. I forgive myself for the decisions I did not make. I forgive myself for the decisions I did not make. Knowing that whenever you make decisions or choices, you always make them with all of the information that you have at that time. And when you look back at decisions that you have made, you give yourself gentleness because you may not remember what was going on with you at that time, knowing that you made the decision at that time with all of the information that you had at that time. Not now, not with all of the hindsight, all of the information you know now. Yes, you might have made a different decision now. But at that time, you did the best with the information that you had then. The absence of blame, forgiveness. What does this feel like? Can you feel it? Forgiveness is lightness, the feeling of being lighter, feeling lighter, not so heavy. Self-blame and other emotions cause a heaviness. Forgiveness is a lightness. And remind yourself that you are taking these first steps. Appreciate yourself. Look at you, willing to move inwards, willing to move to those parts which are painful and hurtful, and to bring them out so that you can heal, to give yourself another way, to allow yourself to let go and release, and to allow yourself to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself of things which you blame yourself for. Giving yourself that gift of forgiveness, allowing in the lightness. Look at how amazing you are to do that. How wonderful you are to do that. How worthy you are. And yes, you are worthy. It's time to start seeing and feeling this worthiness and feeling your light. Taking the first steps to seeing your light. What is your light? So moving on from forgiveness and feeling into that lighter part of you. How do you see your light? How do you see your worthiness? How do you see your shiny self? Are you full of empathy? Full of empathy? Are you compassionate? Are you kind? And I've been in this childless community for a while now. And I know how kind everyone is. I know how nurturing everyone is. How compassionate everyone is. And can you feel it for yourself? Can you see it for yourself? Allow your light to gently come through. And this may be your first step. The first step to recognizing that yes, you have a light within. and knowing that the light can show itself when it's ready. There's no need to do everything at once. Wherever you are is perfect, and where you need to be at this moment, the light can start coming in a little bit more when the self-blame starts moving out a little bit more and the forgiveness starts coming in a little bit more. A process. Let's see where that self-blame is. Has it moved on? Is it still there? How are you with this self-blame at the moment? Can you see a way of letting it go? Have you started to recognize the need to let go of it? There's such a comfort in holding on, but this comfort is not good, not for things like self-blame. And then how are you with the forgiveness? What does forgiveness feel like? Can you feel that lightness? What would it look like if you did forgive yourself? How would you feel? And then your light. Can you see your light? Can you see your worthiness? The empathy, the kindness, the nurturing that you show others, bringing that nurturing back to yourself as well. The compassion that you show others, bringing that back to yourself as well. And then with all of that light, because I know that you have that light shining, I want you to start forming a ball of light around yourself. So you imagine yourself sitting or lying down, and you have this ball around you. So you're in the middle, and you have this ball around you, and it's a ball of light, light energy, lightness. It's above you, above your head, below you, below your feet, to your sides and front and back of you. And this ball of light is filled with light. Your lightness, shining light, light energy. And your ball of light can be any color. And I feel that for this day, for being worthy and for feeling into the worthiness of ourselves, that the ball of light is bright. Maybe it's gold. Maybe it has glitter and sparkles, stars. And maybe it's big. So that you can really feel into that lightness of yourself. all of us here. Yes, on the interwebs, but also all connected, all sitting or lying down in our own spaces, in our balls of light, all shining, all feeling into our worthiness. And please do stay in your ball of light for as long as you want to, carrying on with it. And then when you feel ready, you can focus back on your breath, breathing in, breathing out. Acknowledging those thoughts which are there. Maybe the thoughts coming back again as you start becoming more aware. Or maybe those thoughts were always there. They didn't stop, and that's okay. That's okay. Acknowledging your emotions. How are you feeling? And however you are feeling is valid. Please validate that for yourself. We are all human. We all have different emotions, a range of emotions. And that's okay. That's valid. And when you do receive those more difficult emotions, ask yourself why you're feeling that way. Look for the clues. See what you may need to change or gain a different perspective on. And then when you feel ready, starting to open your eyes, starting to come back into this space. And there really is no hurry. So if you're still letting go, if you're still bringing in your forgiveness and still in the space of you, then please do stay there. And also, I always recommend writing or reflection after meditation. So you've moved within yourself, you've gone within, you've brought out your insights, your wisdom. So if you want to take a few minutes to write, please do. Don't feel you have to come back here, back into the chat at all. But I do have some prompts for all of us to do some reflection together. I thought that would be quite a nice way to bring us all back as well. So I am going to, and start letting me know in the chat as well if you're back, what's going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen. Okay, should all be able to see that. I'm going to move my um, picture over so I can see. I don't think you can see when I do that. So this is then letting go of self-blame. So this is our reflection on this. And we'll go through this reflection and then I will come back into the chat and we'll see what people have started to write about it. So start writing in chat whenever you are ready. So we started the first steps to letting go of self-blame. In a way, or probably, it takes time, and in a way it can be also be lifelong because new things can come in, new things that you may judge yourself for or feel that you haven't done quite right. So that self-blame, that letting go of self-blame is like a constant, I would say. So let's think around the childless journey then. What caused you to blame yourself during your childless journey? And of course, it can be numerous things. In the meditation, and you can reflect on this if you have your notebook or paper, you can write things down on there, or you can write it in chat, whatever you feel like doing. Did you manage the first step towards letting go? And what was it? What was that first step? That first little step? Maybe your first step is being here and recognizing that letting go is necessary for you in order to forgive yourself. And actually, that is a takeaway that I would like you to receive from this, that yes, we need to let go to bring in the forgiveness. Let go of self-blame, bring in the forgiveness. Okay, so I need to stop share to access the chat properly. So I'm going to do that now, and then I can come back as well. So maybe I'll just speak them out again. So letting go of self-blame, the first steps. Did you manage the first steps? First step, what was it? And what has caused you to blame yourself? So share what you would like to, whatever you are ready to share. Don't feel that you need to share everything as well. Share whatever you would like to. Okay, so let me come into the chat and see what thoughts there are and things around it. So someone has said that I love that beautiful light. My ball felt like a rainbow. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. My body didn't do what I wanted it to do. Yes, that forgiveness around the physical is definitely a big one. I think someone else has said that as well. My body isn't doing what it was made to do. Yeah. Thank you for sharing all of this as well. So someone has said the self-blame didn't resonate for me, but I shivered through to my toes when you said forgive your body. It hit home. There's a lot around the body, isn't there? So the affirmation for the body was I forgive my body for what it couldn't give me. I forgive my body for what it couldn't give me. Someone else has said deep and relaxing for me, tired but lighter. Yes, I knew I had to let go because it was too heavy to carry and I wanted to move forward. Exactly. We hold on to everything. There's no way that we're going to feel a lightness and we're going to have all of that baggage trying to move forward and yeah, let go of some of it. So as I said, it's a process, it takes time, but little by little, I felt less of a woman for not being able to have a child. Yeah, I had to forgive my body. Yeah. Yeah, I think the physical is a lot, definitely. Definitely, definitely. Regret over prior decisions I made or didn't make to cause me to be childless, not by choice. Yeah. And when we think about those decisions, reminding ourselves that we did the best at at that time with all of the information that we had. And I also like to take it one step further when I look back at decisions that I made in the past. Because when I look back from now, I'm looking back in hindsight. I'm looking back at, this more aware person that I am now than who I was then. But also, I don't know what was going on with me at that time. I don't know what was going on with my hormones. What was going on with the world? What had I just seen on the news? What conversation had I just had with somebody to cause me to perhaps doubt myself to make a different decision than I would have now? Do you know what I mean? There's so many different layers to who we were then that we can't even remember. We really can't even remember. So trying to allow that to give a little bit of kindness back to yourself. But yeah, that's another thing, another big one around the decisions. So somebody has asked a question. So let me go to the question as well. And if anyone has questions as well, I'll be both in the chat and in the Q&A, but please do ask. Someone has asked, have you ever wondered if your profession as a wonderful, wonderful healer for others, thank you, was the key to healing yourself? If so, would you suggest others to consider using helping others, whatever it should be to help others to also help yourself? Oh my goodness, what an amazing, amazing question. For sure, for sure. I had the tools to do things to help myself already. So I've been meditating, I've been doing this work for a while. I started in 2003. I realized I wouldn't have a child in 2016. So it was a long time when I was doing my work. And the more that I do, the more I heal myself. And it's always been that way. But what I feel now is the more I do now for the childless community, the more I heal myself around childlessness. So yes, I would say, um, whatever kind of professions that you can think of, or if that is your purpose, right? If that is your next step. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, but healing yourself, um, and also healing others, there is definitely that connection that when we do more for others, we do help ourselves at the same time. Yes. Okay, right. Let me go. Um, Right, let me go to the next slide and then I will go back to things in the chat. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Share screen. Okay, so we did the letting go of self-blame, and um, as it's recorded, all of these slides are on the recording. So please, go back to it, do your journaling. Maybe if you don't necessarily do the meditation again, you can use the slides for your journaling. Okay, next slide, bringing in forgiveness. We started the first steps to bringing in forgiveness. Did you manage a first step towards bringing in forgiveness? Forgiveness is the absence of self-blame. So what did this absence of self-blame feel like? And there was a lot around the body, right, that we spoke about, forgiving the body. So I'm wondering if you can feel that absence of self-blame in the body in some way. Maybe, let's see. Was it lightness? Was it ease? Was it peaceful? And the recognition, so the same as the recognition that you need to let go of self-blame could be the first step. The recognition of the need to forgive yourself is enough as a first step. Being here is enough as a first step. Okay? Did you manage your first step towards bringing in forgiveness? What did this absence of self-blame feel like? So, what did the forgiveness feel like? Was it lightness? Was it ease? Was it peaceful? Was it something else? And the recognition of the need is enough as a first step. Okay, I'm going to go back into the chat. Let me see what people are saying. Someone's back and writing. I always feel there's so much that comes out with meditation. Please do write. Please mute me. If you're writing, carry on. Come back to the recording. When others hurt me, I'm able to tell them I forgive you, yet will not accept when anyone would continue this behavior, be it lack of knowledge, hurting words, hurtful advice. Perhaps I should do this with myself in the future. Yes, 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 yes. You know, this community, all of you here, um, it's so everyone's such a nurturer, nurturing others, being kind to others, being compassionate to others, and back at ourselves. So, I'm in this with all of you as well, but back at all of ourselves. Yes, those hurtful words, that blame, that judgment, things that you wouldn't ever say to anyone else can be said to yourself. So, yes, let's all start bringing in the way we are with others back to ourselves. Definitely. Someone loves, I made the best decision at the time with all that I knew at that time. Yes, 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 yes. What was that? Let me see if I have. Yes, so the whole affirmation or one of the affirmations is I understand the decisions I made were based on my truth at that moment. I understand the decisions I made were based on my truth at that moment. Okay, so what does forgiveness feel like? It is freeing. Yes, peace. I recognize I need to forgive myself, but still more work on it. Lifelong work, awareness, being aware of all these things, working on ourselves. It's not, yeah, it doesn't stop, but you become more aware, you work on yourself, it gets easier. And also it's important. Um, yeah, it's the awareness. It's important. Lightness, letting go of some of the heaviness, opened up some space for kindness and compassion towards myself. Forgiving the body is a big step. Awareness. Moving towards this is a good first step. Yes, the awareness. Okay, so let me see. There's another question. Well, not really a question. Someone has said it is easier to forgive others. Oh, sorry, it is a question. Is it easier to forgive others or forgive yourself? Um, I think that's a kind of question where it depends what has gone on. It really does. Like if someone has done something which is really really, really bad, um, then yeah. I mean, some things are kind of not forgivable as well. I know that not everyone will feel that way, but like the heinous crimes and things like that, unforgivable. So, I would say for this session and for your own healing, bringing it back to yourself and forgiving yourself is going to be key to also being open to forgiving others in certain situations. I hope that answers that question. Okay, so I know that time has gone, but I still do have a third slide. So I am going to share this, but if you need to leave, thank you so much for your presence and your time. We'll only go over a little bit. Hope that's okay with Steph. Thank you. Thank you. It's all this going back and forth with the slides. It's good. I like these slides. I don't usually do slides. Now I'm getting into slides. So, okay, the third prompt is see your light. Yes, you are worthy. And I've put repeat as necessary. Keep repeating. Have that as your affirmation. Yes, I am worthy. Yes, you are worthy. Yes, we are worthy. How are you seeing your light? What is a first step for you to start seeing this light? How are you shining brightly and recognizing your worth? And again, it may be the first step. So it might be recognizing that, yes, once you've let go, once you've brought in the forgiveness for yourself, you can start seeing your light. So allow that first step to be that. But if you are a little bit along the way, because not everyone in this space is completely at their first recognition of childlessness. So we have people here from who are just recognizing the childlessness now and also a little bit away in their journey or along in their journey. So how are you shining brightly? How are you recognizing your worth? Are you? And if not, you know what? This time next year, when we come back to this day in World Childless Week, you'll look back and you will say, yes, I'm shining a little bit brighter. I'm pretty sure of that because it happens. It really does. Okay, am I ready to go back into the chat? So, how are you seeing your light? What is the first step for you to seeing your light? And if you're a little bit way along, how are you shining brightly? Okay, let me go back to it. So someone has said yes, a year on and a year happier. There you go, right? It's like you can see. I mean, World Childless Week is so good for that, isn't it? That can be your kind of like barometer. Like each year you're looking back and say, oh yes, look, I've moved forward a bit more. So yeah, brilliant. Feeling more freedom and enjoying small joys. Wonderful. Someone has said, thank you for such a peaceful hour. My light merged with the shimmering sun on a lake. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's amazing how much we can get when we go within. I do recommend meditating often. So I do a daily meditation, but weekly, um, twice a week, whatever you can manage, in your life is such a good thing. Someone has said, let me just read this, starting the steps. The baby steps didn't know I was being right. Started the process here. Yay, brilliant. Didn't know I was being unforgiving to myself. It felt like lightness, freeing, load being lifted off my heart and spirit. Wonderful. And then someone else has said, my feminine body has been such a letdown, which, yeah, forgiving. So they've said I need to forgive my feminine body. Yes, yes. Again, the body, so much about the body. That forgiveness is really, really needed, really needed. Someone else has said each year a roller coaster. But grateful for the small positive progress is made. Yes, because moving forward, grief, all of it, it's not a lovely line, a lovely balanced linear line. Yes, roller coasters up and down, circles, things come back. We get different triggers as we move on in life. But all of these things can help, all of these tools that we can gain along the way. Someone has said steps here to reclaiming my power again. Looking forward to seeing where this journey takes me. Yeah. Yeah. You know, these experiences of life are there to show us things and to move us through the experiences, move to the next part of life. And yes, we are all here because we are childless and we didn't want or expect this type of life. But you know, it's a different life and we still have a life to live. So, yes, moving through and realizing where we can live, what we can do, maybe the purpose, like that question somebody asked about, the healing part, maybe. Um, this is moving into a different type of purpose or a different type of life. And you know what? It does not have to be a less life. It can still be a wonderful life. And I think I will end there. Thank you, Stephanie.